Alright guys, so I'm unloading this big bear, not because I'm fixing it. I'm going to get something else that I think you guys will enjoy. So I know a lot of you guys enjoy the three-wheeler content, and that's good because I got quite a few of them, but can you ever have enough? So this right here is the 82 Honda Big Red 200 that I dragged out of the bushes, been sitting for 10 years, got it running. However, the seals were leaking like crazy on it. I haven't torn down the engine, changed the seals yet. But it's time to go get another one. I just had somebody say, hey, I got a free Honda Big Red 200. It's almost the same as this, except I believe from the pictures his has reverse, which is awesome. This one only has high and low. I think his has high, low, and reverse, so that'll be sweet. The only problem is I'm in northeast Vermont, and he's actually on an island off the coast of Maine. So I'll show you where he is. So I'm located right about here, northeast Vermont. This guy is way over here. This right here is Rockland, Maine. So it's 4 hours and 10 minutes away. 192 miles is the closest, or I can take the other route, which is 222. So either way, I gotta come down into New Hampshire and then cut across over into Maine. And if you see right here, he's in Rockland. However, he's not actually in Rockland. He's actually off the coast of Rockland into North Haven. So he's located on this island somewhere. So there's a ferry that goes across, takes about an hour, and then I think it's going to cost like 70, 80 bucks between me, my wife, and my kid to get over there. So hopefully this works out. But, yeah, so it's going to be quite a journey. So hopefully it works out and I can add to my collection here. I'll take you guys along the way and I'll see you there. Before we do this 8 or 9 hour trip, we better check the oil in the old Eco Diesel. Looks pretty good to me, maybe a hair low. And we're off. 15 minutes into the journey, we're crossing into New Hampshire here, the easy part. Oh, I'm addicted to these stupid yellow things. Anyway, this is a good place to go four-wheeling, not too far from my house, North Country ATV Club in North Stratford, New Hampshire. We're pulling into Berlin, New Hampshire, and this is a huge ATV town. There's side-by-side and four-wheeler after four-wheeler around here. They got a few different dealerships, rental places. There's a lot of amenities in Gorham, New Hampshire. I made it to Gorham, New Hampshire, but we definitely need some fuel. Diesel may not be cheap, but at least it's not $8 a gallon again. Gorham, New Hampshire is so ATV friendly. You can even go to the McDonald's drive-thru with your wheeler. And we're about to hit the main line here. Got another 100 miles to go to hit Rockland. Okay, I saw this for sale on the side of the road and I had to check her out. What do you guys think? Should I buy this thing? Put some four-wheeler tires on it? 4-cylinder engine? Ford. Well, we made it to Rockland. The only problem is we're at the ferry now. Since Gorham, New Hampshire, I've put on 140 miles, almost 4 hours of driving time, still over 30 miles per gallon with this Eco Diesel. So the original plan fell through, but he's supposed to meet me at the ferry tomorrow morning, so hopefully you guys see the three-wheeler. Somebody said I must have been single because of all my projects, but I just have a very supportive wife. And our beautiful daughter that got to see the ocean for the first time.
What do you think?
Well, I know a lot of you have been wanting to see this three-wheeler. Here it is. So it's a little beat up, but it's really not horrible. As you can see, the shifter's busted here. Looks like somebody welded it at one point and it just broke off again. No big deal. The shaft can always be replaced. So to be honest with you, this is the video he sent to me. Definitely shaft drive. Right here you can see it's got high, low, and reverse. So that's what makes me think it's an 84 by what everybody's telling me. This is what I believe is a 1984 Honda Big Red 200 ES. Now the only problem is he didn't meet me this morning, so unfortunately I didn't get this thing. Instead of going home and whining about it, me and my wife decided to make a trip, and we come to Old Orchard Beach. It's beautiful here. The beaches are nice.
You like the beach? This is a lot better to walk on than the rocks, huh? Baby.
So I don't know, this guy still says he wants to get rid of it, but he wasn't able to meet me across the ferry. Maybe we can do it some other time. I'm not worried about it right now. We're having fun. We're doing a long weekend, and I think I'm going to be able to pick up another old Honda. Not free, but only 200 bucks. Alright, well, before I leave Maine, I'm gonna go see if I can pick up a four-wheeler. This guy, Isaiah, said he's got a Honda 4Trax 250 that I could have. It kind of sounded like it was for free, so I messaged him. He said, well, I'd take $200 for it. You know, honestly, I'd rather pay a little bit than get it for free. That way, if I ever sell it, I'll feel much better about myself. So we're staying in Old Orchard Beach right now. This guy's about an hour north of me in Casco, Maine, so we're headed there now. And we made it. Isaiah.
Awesome.
Rock, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
What do
you.
we got here? 86 Honda 4Trax 250?
Yep.
Does it run?
It runs and drives. Valves need to be adjusted. It's a little ugly,
She is a little ugly.
but it does run and drive.
Can we hear it run?
Absolutely.
Wow. Did you pull the plug on that? Did you pull the plug on that? No. Spark plug's leaking. I don't know if it's loose or cross-threaded or what. Yeah. No big deal. Definitely gets some wicked valve noise in that thing. You can shut it down. We get on here for a tank. That's not original.
On the XR 125 gas tank.
XR 125, yeah. Nice gas cap.
Yep.
What do you expect for $200 though, right?
Absolutely.
Got a brand new tire that comes with it. And that's the front rack. $200.
Awesome. Sweet deal.
Bill of
Sale
sale.
for you.
Nice. So this right here is the 1986 Honda 4Trax 250 I just bought a few days ago in Maine. This thing runs great, but has a horrible engine noise. We're going to see if it's the valve clearance today. What I forgot to tell you guys is look at the sticker on this thing. 2024 Maine registration. I really find it hard to believe that somebody would register this for the trails, especially in its current condition. Anyways, let's get to stripping this. Hard to take the seat off. Hard to take the tank off. Beautiful gas cap cover. Alright, let's go ahead and check her. Intake is good. The exhaust is pretty loose, but I don't know if it's causing that much noise. I'm going to tighten it up and find out. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull this cam chain tensioner off and see if I can tell if that chain's like super loose or not. I was not expecting that. I was expecting a loose chain. Because I pulled this out, the tensioner actually pulled out. So there's still more room for that tensioner to go. So that's telling me that chain is not stretched too much. So I was really expecting that thing to be either the valves or the timing chain, but they both seem okay. I guess I gotta go further into the motor, but I'm not gonna mess with that for now. I think I'm gonna steal the carburetor off, slap it on the 85 and see how that engine sounds. A little low. That's a little better. Alright, let's see how we make out on this one. Well, maybe that thing won't run. It almost popped a couple times, but it almost seems low on compression.
Alright, this is the 1985 Honda 4Tracks 250 I picked up for $100 the other day. Put the carburetor off my 86 on here and it didn't fire up. I don't know what's going on. I'll pull the valve cover, see what the clearance is on there, maybe go a little further. We'll see what's going on. It almost feels like it's got no compression. Maybe the auto decompressor's sticking or something. I don't know. We'll find out.
T lined up, we're at top dead center.
Oh, I think that could be our issue. This intake valve is way too tight. There is zero play in that. Let's loosen that up. I bet she's gonna fire up. Yeah, I can't even turn that by hand. It's so tight.
3 thousandths right there. So I needed both hands to tighten that up, but she is now 003. And the exhaust is actually right on the money, 3 thousandths.
Maybe a hair tight. I'll loosen that up a little.
Go ahead and button her back up and give her a kick. Well, let's give her another go. I think she's got a pretty good chance this time.
Alright, let's see what we get today. I think she's got a better chance. Everything's rigged up on here. No kicks. All that kicking yesterday for some tight valves. This engine sounds good. It's a little smoky though. I think they got their money's worth out of those tires.
Might need a couple lug nuts in there, but hey, she runs good. Well, that's pretty cool. I only paid $100 for that thing, put a carburetor on there, adjusted the valves, and she runs pretty good. Definitely smoking, but hey, that engine sounds way better than my 86. So what causes the smoking? It could be several different things. This is a 1985 Honda 4Tracks 250. I picked this old girl up the other day for $100. She's been sitting a little while and it didn't have a carburetor on it when I bought it. So smoking at the exhaust could be caused from a few things on these engines, which could include worn piston rings, worn valve seals, the cylinder being out of round, bent valves. You never actually know until you dig into it and find out what's going on. This thing has sat for a while with no carburetor on it. I have a carburetor on it now, but when I didn't, you could see that water had got in there. What I believe is making this thing smoke is water got in the intake, which then got into the cylinder and froze the piston rings shut. I've seen that on a few different machines. I had a Yamaha Timberwolf do the same thing to me. Maybe it was a Bear Track, I don't remember. Now the proper way to do it is tear down the top end, see what's going on, replace the piston rings if needed. Timberwolf was a cheap machine, so that Timberwolf, what I ended up doing was dumping some Marvel Mister oil down the cylinder hole, let it sit, ran it for a while, and that thing cleared up. Marvel Mister oil freed up the piston ring, so that was great. We're going to try that same thing with the Honda 4Tracks 250, but not with Marvel Mister oil. We got a package in the mail the other day, Pro Lube. We're going to try it out. I don't know if that's what this is for, but they got Pro Lube oil treatment right here. I'm going to dump some of this down the cylinder hole, add a little to the engine oil, and we'll see what happens. I also got the Extreme EP2 grease, which kind of looks like the red and tacky stuff. So absolutely nowhere on here does it say it's good for freeing up piston rings, but we're going to try it just because I got it, and hey, why not? Finger's a little big for that little tab. Stuff is very thick, like molasses. So we're going to go ahead and put some of this in the engine oil as well. It says an ounce of this per quart of oil. Pro Lube sent this stuff to me with no expectations. They said do whatever you want with it. I didn't have to make a video, but hey, I figured I'd try it and we'll try it on this, and I'll be impressed if it frees that up. I don't wear hats, but hey, if I got one free, let's give her a try. Yeah, I don't know about that, but anyways, so I'll let that sit overnight and we'll try her out tomorrow and give her a good run. We'll see if the old Honda quit smoking or not. Alright, over here we had the 1985 Honda 4Trax 250 that was smoking. We did the oil treatment. Now we're going to run the heck out of it today and see how she does. Now I dumped a ton of it down this spark plug hole, so we're going to have to get most of that out before we even fire this thing up. A little oil in there. Now this thing is no doubt going to smoke worse than before because we get dumped a bunch of oil down the cylinder. But what I'm hoping for is that oil freed up those piston rings and it'll eventually stop smoking. Probably going to have to beat on it for a little while, but we'll find out.
This thing is going to smoke.
That'll conclude day one of beating on the Honda. The old Honda 250 is definitely still smoking, but I'll keep beating on this thing until she frees up or blows up. Alright, day two of beating on the Honda 4Trax 250. We got the Pro Lube in there. Still full of oil, surprisingly.
Alright, let's see if we can fire this bad Jackson up.
The old pile still smokes, so the Pro Lube, I don't know if it's doing anything, but she's probably keeping everything lubricated at least. But hey, that's a lot of fun for $100.